Come on, strong. Be a strong man. Pick it up. Come on. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah. Do it again. There you go. Get on. Get on. What's going on, guys? Very humid and hot today. My son and I are out to do some just some regular all-around fishing, just father-son time. But we're here on the Aquos PF380. I haven't had a chance to get on this thing with the trolling motors and all the thing and show you all the setup. I showed you it, both Matt and I showed you it kind of, but I really want to do a more in-depth video with it, and especially give you a review on the Haswing trolling motors. A lot of people have asked me about how I thought about those, give you guys a full in-depth review, and so I'm going to demo all of those pretty in-depth now. Haswing trolling motor, 55 pounds a piece, 12 volts. The Aquos platform kind of really, it's made, one of the things I really liked about it is it made a platform specifically for trolling motors. I mean, the front and back. The one back here, and this is a 55-pound Haswing trolling motor. Unique situations. The reason I like the Minn Kota Traxxas because it wasn't limiting, because it had the tilt axis, the handle tilts up, but this whole thing, the whole motor head tilts up and extends. Okay, with standard sets all the way to 5, which actually gives us enough power, more than enough power for my son and I to be on this boat. A pretty generous stack here, like an actual tube. We got the tensioner down here. It's actually integrated into the mount itself. We have a 3-blade prop. Other things, it comes with a sacrificial anode right there on it, so it can make it saltwater ready. Same thing with this one. Both of them have sacrificial anodes on here. In case you've never seen me on this boat before, this is the Aquos PF380 Inflatable Catamaran. I love this platform. I've had similar boats like this for a long time, and I'm a huge fan of the catamaran platform. This boat's able to be built up and broken down at will. This boat can be stored essentially anywhere, so if you are maybe starting somewhere and you have a small apartment, or you live in a place where just garages are just not feasible to store a boat, if you have limited storage area, no yard, but you still want a boat that offers you great quality fishing, this is a great option for you. Specifically because it can be broken down and stored in your closet, or in the storage compartment of an RV, or in the back of your truck, or even in the trunk of your car. The other big deal to this setup though is it's a full 8-foot deck. It's almost 4 feet wide on the very top, and the deck is on top of the actual pontoons, which if you get any other inflatable, you're generally sitting inside the inflatable and the floors on the bottom, and the inflatable tubes themselves really limit the actual space you can feasibly move. And my son and I are walking all over this thing. The other big setup to this is it has 4 actual pontoons. It has a sub 1,000 pound weight capacity. So for a 12.5-foot boat, that is insane. My son and I were walking all over this thing, and we couldn't really even rock it. There just comes a point to where there's enough weight on the side to activate one of the smaller pontoons, and when one of the smaller pontoons are actually activated, the boat won't sink any farther. It just stays slightly slack to the side, and it will not go down, which is a very important thing because we're constantly moving up and down and around when one of us has a fish, and that's not something that's very indicative of other small transportable watercraft. It just isn't. You're not going to get the weight capacity, you're not going to get the stability out of really anything in equivalency to price. Not a kayak, not a john boat, not even a fairly big boat like my 15-foot smoker craft. This thing is more stable than it when we rock from side to side with substantial weight. So something with a weight capacity and stability of an 18-foot boat or bigger to just be built up at will and then stored anywhere you want is a huge advantage to have. It's a very fun boat to have, especially when the front trolling motor is in action. My remote to the front trolling motor died, and I forgot to bring the front foot pedal, so we're not going to be able to use it this morning. But we still had a lot of good fishing with the rear trolling motor, which is the main one that we're going to be able to give you a good review on today. today we were just trolling in random spots around the lake and in random coves to see what was inside them. And we were using the Haswing Sapien 55-pound transit mount trolling motor, and this is what put us on fish. I see him. He's peeking, dude. He's peeking? Just relax. Is he fighting you?
No.
No?
Something's fighting me.
So something is fighting you. So there's a fish there. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. That's a fish, dude. That's for sure a fish. Nice one. It's the biggest one today. I knew that one was a little bit bigger because it dragged you out here. No. You still like 10 feet underwater. You can't do that. Like that. Okay. All right. Oh, what do you got to say? My son and I had a blast in this thing, trying out all the new stuff, and I recommend all of it to you guys. I'm sorry I didn't demo the front trolling motor. The remote was dead, but what I did get was pretty good use out of this thing. It's the Haswing Sapien, 55-pound, 12-volt. And I have this motor on my Amazon store, and it's also on Aqua's Amazon store as well. But I thought it was pretty nice. In terms of features, for how cheap it is, I thought it did very, very well. Because 55 pounds, a 3-blade prop, which is typically a little bit more balanced than just a 2-blade prop, has a removable skeg. So if this skeg goes, it goes. If one of those skeg bends, it bends, okay? It's a standard steel, shaft. And I know that, I just have this here. I love Minn Kota. I have 3 of these Traxxas. I have one in 40-pound, 55-pound, and then I have a 70-pound one, and I definitely have the 70-pound one running up there. But I really thought this was a comparable product in terms of price, in terms of what it offers for how the Traxxas offers. And the Traxxas has a lot of refined stuff. The actual transom mount is refined. This is a little more like a standard mount, but it was pretty nice. I mean, it has a bracket integrated all the way in here, the tensioner for the steering control, and then it has this bracket here. I mean, this is your standard, the height elevation bracket. It's nice, big, very generous, easy to use. The whole hand can grip it. The selling point for the Traxxas, which is substantially more than just the standard Endura for its size in comparison, is a lot more, okay? I really had it for this. The extended tiller, or the rising tiller, this is a big deal. The rising, obviously, I should do this with one hand. It extends and it rises. I think it'll go up one more notch. I dug that. That was a it was a super big deal to me because I needed it, and especially when I flipped the motor head around to make it like a bow mount. This was really important to me, because if you ever tried to flip a motor head around an Endura with a bow mount, it was miserable, especially if you're tall. You'll always be bending down. It just sucks really bad. But this one, it kind of did the same thing, only the whole motor head. You see the whole motor head's down right now. And really, it's on a tensioner. So if you really wanted to move it up and down, it will. You just have to tension it to the right height. And right now I have it locked. But this one can do the same, pretty much the exact same thing. Having the max tuck. And this one extends. Not near as stiff as the Traxxas. And so I thought that was pretty cool. What's actually more cool is that this one is more around the price of a standard Endura than the Traxxas. Does more or less everything to the Traxxas. And the other thing I liked about the Traxxas was that it had a built-in power bin where you actually could just press the battery tester and it would test it. This one has a battery tester all the way down it too. Same price. Pretty nice for the money. And if these are features that you want, definitely look into it. Also definitely look into this one. if you're a Minn Kota fan, because Traxxas are awesome. Just I want to give you guys a good comparison. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the front trolling motor review. Hey guys, really quickly, I want to mention I am not sponsored by this company, neither Haswing or Aquos or any of the companies who I might do reviews and product stuff on. Not sponsored by anybody. I have no contracts. I'm not obligated by anything to say or do anything in for review. That's just how it is. Some of you guys ask me why I don't have more subscribers or why I don't do this. I don't know. I just want to be kind of self-made. I don't want to have to be contingent on anybody else's stuff. I've thought about sponsorships for a few companies and I have ultimately pulled away. But what I do is collaborate with companies who I think have awesome products, and I don't hold race, gender, or country of origin against them. I just don't do that. I'm not in support of doing that or turning away stuff. I'm in support of helping companies who have a common goal and shared interest with me to enhance people's quality of fishing experience. That's where it lies. I hope you guys can understand that. And honestly, if these products stunk, I would tell you they stunk. Stay away from them. I've done that before in other videos. And ultimately, if the front trolling motor, when I do get it up and we do review it, we do get footage of it, and it stinks, I'll let you know that, the quality of the thing is questionable. I don't have a problem with doing that. And these companies that send me stuff, they know that. So the whole, a few of you guys calling me a sellout, no, you better get your facts straight on that, okay? I just want to make it real clear. And also, there's a few questionable comments about the PF380 in conjunction to the Seagull Fullcat in terms of quality control, it being a cheap knockoff, etc., etc. Well, as somebody who owned and used extensively the Fullcat 375 FC from Seagull, and now using this one extensively, I will give you a full step-by-step, feature-by-feature comparison of both, and then you can decide for yourself which one is better. That'll be in the videos shortly to come up here soon. Thank you guys very much. Have a nice time. I'm waiting for it to not be 1,000,000 degrees out here. It is like between 115 and 120 on average with humidity. Miserable. Okay? June, July, well, specifically July and August in Lake Havasu, miserable. Okay? But if you can't appreciate this place at 120, you don't deserve it at 60. That's how we mostly think here. Thank you guys much. Peace. I'll see you later. Catch you on the water.